It means a lot. It means a lot to represent this franchise. Jeannie, I told Jeannie when I came here that I was going to put this franchise back in a position where it belongs. Her late great father did it for so many years, and she just, took it on after that. And for me to be a part of such a historical franchise is it's an unbelievable feeling, not only for myself, but for my teammates, for the organization, for the coaches, for the trainers, everybody that's here. We just want our respect. Rob wants his respect. Coach Vogel wants his respect. Our organization wants their respect. Laker Nation wants their respect. And I want my damn respect too.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Guys, we have some game-changing news that I have to deliver to you guys, and I'm gonna get straight to it. But before we get to that, guys, take a moment to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. Mainly because this is our third video of today. We have 2 other videos coming out, including a video on Larsa Pippen and that entire controversy. We have something on the Clippers coming out as well, and I'm gonna let you guys go to the comment section and roast me about this being a Los Angeles Lakers only channel, because I've been getting that a lot lately. And in my defense, there hasn't been anything to report on the Nets, Rockets, or any other team. That's why it's been consistently about the Lakers recently, but I digress. I want to let you guys know that we are also doing our second career simulation on TheFlightMike TV today, and also to check us out on our channel memberships program if you want to help support us even further. Now that we got all that out of the way, cue the intro. As a Laker fan, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. Prior to LeBron James signing with the Los Angeles Lakers in 2018, I absolutely loathed the guy. Like, in terms of basketball, I really didn't like him. And the reason isn't because I think he's a bad person. It's just, it's LeBron James. He's super freaking dominant. He always crushes our teams when he goes up against them. Kobe versus LeBron was actually a logical argument back in the day. Not so much anymore. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. But if there's one thing that I actually appreciate, and this is just being a fan of LeBron because he's on my favorite team, not so much of a fan of him throughout the entirety of his career, although I 100% respect what he has done, and I 100% respect his achievements both on the court and off of the court. I don't think there's a man that has ever done more with what he has been given and with his platform than LeBron James, and that in of itself is reason enough to respect him. But if there's one thing that I will always be thankful for is after literally what seems to be a decade of irrelevance for the Los Angeles Lakers franchise, LeBron James just out of the blue said, hey, I no longer want to play for my hometown Cleveland Cavaliers. I want to just go to that terrible Los Angeles Lakers franchise who are getting all of this negative press about the dysfunction in their front office, who seem to be missing on their draft picks except for Brandon Ingram, who literally traded D'Angelo Russell just so they could get themselves some salary cap relief so they could sign Paul George or trade for Paul George and never ended up trading for Paul George. I'm going to go to that franchise. He came to our franchise, and throughout the first season, yeah, there were some moments where he was hoping that we could get Anthony Davis a little bit prematurely, but he stuck it out throughout the first season. Even though we didn't make it to the playoffs, he still remained true to our franchise and remained patient. The Lakers went out and pursued and got Anthony Davis, and LeBron James was able to backpack the Lakers alongside with Anthony Davis to another championship. And I guess what I'm trying to say here is I'll forever be indebted and thankful to LeBron James for making my favorite basketball team relevant again, because I don't think you guys understand, maybe most of you guys do, it sucks when your team isn't even competing for the playoffs. I was rooting for the likes of Isaiah Thomas and Julius Randle and D'Angelo Russell, and I was really rooting for their development, but we didn't even come close to sniffing the playoffs back then. So I guess as a little bit of a personal thing to LeBron James, I will always be thankful for what he's done for my franchise, and he has a lifelong fan in me as a result of that. But my personal soliloquy to LeBron James aside, we got some absolutely mind-melting, game-changing, NBA-altering news to give you guys, because according to Adrian Wojnarowski, and Shams Charania, while the Los Angeles Lakers were able to agree with LeBron James on a pretty big contract extension. You see, LeBron James originally was supposed to hit 2021 free agency to join a loaded free agency class that involves Giannis Antetokounmpo. By the way, this does have Giannis Antetokounmpo ramifications. I'm going to tell you guys in a second, but let me get you guys the report first. According to Shams Charania, Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James has agreed to a 2-year, $85 million contract extension with the franchise. This is according to the CEO of Clutch Sports, Rich Paul. LeBron James's 2-year, $85 million max extension with the Lakers runs through to the 2022 to 2023 season. Clutch Sports CEO Rich Paul tells The Athletic, and LeBron James's 36th birthday is on December 30th, which means that by the time this extension runs out, LeBron James will have just concluded his age 37 season. So now I know what you guys might be thinking here. How does this affect Bronny James? Because we all know LeBron has this cute little pipe dream of playing basketball with his son Bronny at some point. Well, his contract runs through 2023 when his son Bronny graduates high school and could have the option to enter the NBA draft if the league and the NBAPA change the high school to pro rule, which is subject to change. I could see it being changed given the circumstances, and I think it would be good for the league to see LeBron play with his son at some point if he is still in the league at that point. But that's just something that we're going to have to wait on and see for ourselves. If not, then LeBron is probably going to have to extend his tenure in the NBA for a little bit longer, and then he'll be able to play with Bronny. Now, the reason why I'm kind of shocked at this contract extension is because I was personally thinking that LeBron James was also going to take Anthony Davis's rumored route, which is apparently that Anthony Davis hasn't signed a contract extension because he's waiting to see what Giannis Antetokounmpo does, and he wants to give the Lakers flexibility to potentially pursue Giannis Antetokounmpo should Giannis hit NBA free agency. But I'm assuming that could potentially be just an Anthony Davis thing, not so much a LeBron James thing, because I don't think LeBron's at the point in his career where he's giving anybody a discount. I'm also assuming that LeBron James is also going to have a player option on the tail end of his contract, because that's just something that LeBron James always seems to do. But regardless, all in all, this is a home run for both sides. I do believe LeBron James is going to stay on the Los Angeles Lakers to the end of his career, because that will allow him to successfully transition into creating the media empire that he's been longing to create since he came to Los Angeles, which was a huge reason why he came to the Lakers to begin with, because he mainly wanted to star in Hollywood and potentially create his own media and production company, which he's been very successful in so far. He's created a number of shows and some content that has been extremely successful, and including his daughter's YouTube channel, which I personally find to be very cute. She has this cute cooking channel. I really recommend you guys watch it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about this re-signing. Do you think that LeBron may have been overpaid? Do you think LeBron should have maintained some flexibility just in case? Aside from that, I'm your boy, TheFlightMike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.